Hello. I wanted to talk to you today about something that a lot of people fear, and that's aging, getting old, getting decrepit, being disabled, being lonely, having a horrible disease that you die from, being bedridden, being forgotten. All of those dreaded things a lot of people think of when they think of somebody who's older. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Our senior years are being redefined by some very inspirational people who are showing us that if you take really good care of yourself and your body through proper diet and exercise and having healthy relationships and a purpose for life, your golden years can turn out to be wonderful, wonderful years. I wanted to share with you some inspiration that was given to me. I'm going to be 41 in a couple of months, and so I am looking forward to the second half of my life being just as vibrant and just as productive as the first half of my life, and there's a lot of people out there that are doing it. So one book that really inspired me was John Robbins' book, Healthy at 100. And he took four long-lived cultures that lived, many of them lived to be 100 years old and older. And what's significant about that is not so much that they lived to be 100, because, you know, who wants to live to be 100 if you're stuck in a rest home and you can't do anything? But that these people had their hearing intact, they had their sight was good, they had their teeth, they were physically fit, they were doing hard manual labor, growing their own food, and it was really exciting. So I wanted to share with you a couple statistics. He mentioned that of these different, it was the Hunzas, the Vilcabambas, and the Abkhazians, as well as the Okinawans, four groups that are just known for their longevity. And out of all of them, most of them got 20% or less calories from fat, and we know with the 80-10-10 diet that we often bring it lower than that, so it's even healthier. Very low percentage of their calories from protein, no more than 15% calories from protein. Generally speaking, their calories overall were actually pretty low, no more than 1,900 a day, even though they were doing very hard physical labor. And in terms of processed foods, there was none. And in terms of animal foods, some of them used animal products from time to time, but again, it was very, very, very low. So one of the people that he profiled in his book, who is totally inspirational, Dr. Ruth Heydrich, was a marathon runner. She came down with breast cancer, and she consulted with Dr. John McDougall, who is a board-certified MD who promotes a low-fat, cooked vegan diet for people, you know, wanting to overcome heart disease, cancer, arthritis, a host of different diseases. So she ended up having her operation to get both of her breasts removed. She went on this low-fat cooked vegan diet, and her cancer was able to clear up. She was able to do the treatments, and now in her 70s, she is doing a low-fat raw vegan diet, still running, still doing marathons, and it brings out that she was named in 1998 as one of the fittest women in America by Living Fit magazine. She mentioned that her bone density has increased from her 50s into her 60s, which evidently is supposed to be impossible because people say that osteoporosis is inevitable. And she says that her blood pressure runs 90/60, which is wonderful. And she's got a cholesterol under 150, which according to the Framingham Heart Study, anybody who's got a cholesterol of 150 or below is basically almost heart attack proof. And her bone density, she's got 15% body fat, and that's just phenomenal. That's incredibly healthy. I am it goes on to talk about how important relationships are for as you get older, having healthy relationships, having a wide social network of people that you can count on, whether it be your own children or your siblings, or, you know, because as people, you know, as you get older, people die off, you know, whether it be your parents or neighbors or other family members or even your spouse. It's really important to have a sense of community and a sense of purpose. So I wanted to share with you some books. One, from time to time I go and I get a massage done, and my massage therapist works out of a spa, which is in a retirement community recreational facility, and they have a gym right next door to the salon. And she was mentioning one of her clients is an older woman whose husband passed away, and she still gets on the treadmill every day. And she told me about a great book called Growing Old is Not for Sissies. I love that title. And you've got to see some of these pictures. I can describe it to you, but I have to show you. So I wanted to show you some of these incredibly inspirational people that are going to blow you away and give you hope for living older and living youthfully and productively as you get older. So let me show you some of these. This is a gentleman who is 79 years old, and he is still a bodybuilder. Very inspiring. Here is another gal who is, believe this, 91 years old, and look at the weights that she is lifting. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. 91, guys. Another great inspiring couple, Fit as Fiddles. These guys are swimmers, and they are in this picture. He's 71, she's 61. They are now 83 and 73 respectively, and they are still swimming, very fit. Shows another gal, she's a swimmer. Again, you can see she's in great shape. She's 73. We've got a couple guys. This guy, I love this. He is 88 years old, and he is a tennis player, fit as a fiddle. This guy is a hiker and mountaineer. He's 78 years old. You can't see very well, but he says he gets comments all the time at what great, nice-looking legs that he has, and he does. He's got some great-looking legs. We've got another guy. This guy is a long-distance runner, age 76. We know that... wow, that's amazing. This guy, age 70, Phil Arnott, he is a runner and a hiker. Look at him. He looks fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. We've got this other gentleman is a swimmer, 82 years old. 82 years old. I mean, how would you like to have a grandpa that looks like that? Speaking of being in the 80s, Bob Del Montague, I think is his name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but this is a picture of him taken. He is got to be, I think, like 82 in this picture. He looks amazing. Wow. Dr. Virginia Vitrano, this is a picture of her. You can kind of see, she's very thin. She's in her 80s. You can see how limber she is. Here she's climbing a tree. This is in Susan Shank's Live Food Factor. Virginia Vitrano has been a long-time natural hygienist. One book that inspired me was Lillian Mueller's Feel Great, Be Beautiful Over 40. She has been a raw foodist, high fruit diet for almost 30 years. This woman is almost 60. In this picture, she's in her 40s. But you can see that there are so many examples out there of, you know, we know of Mimi Kirk in her 70s. She's a raw vegan. And there's many of you out there that are in the shadows that are 40 and older that we want to hear from, that can inspire us. Important to stay physically active, important to have a purpose in life. Eating that raw food, that low-fat raw food, is going to keep your arteries clean, keep your bones healthy, and keep you energetic and young looking. So I don't want you to feel worried or scared about growing old. You will stay young and fit on this program if you exercise regularly. You saw the pictures that we were just talking about. If you eat that healthy fruit and plant-based diet, and reach out in the community and have a purpose for life. So let's hear from you. Over 40 people, raw food vegans, come out of the shadows, inspire us, show you what you got.